Hey there, MMU fam! Welcome to the Faculty Podcast series where we spill the tea on all things across all faculties in Multimedia University Malaysia. My name is Dashania Elvira Gregory from the Faculty of Business, and today we're bringing you live from the Malacca campus, the very vibrant Malacca campus. So, why am I excited here today? Because number one, we are filming from the Malacca campus, and number two, we're putting the spotlight on my home turf, which is the Faculty of Business. So with each episode, we're going to be zooming in into different faculties, giving you the lowdown on what makes each corner of MMU unique. To guide us through this business adventure, we've got a guest who's a true FOB icon. Joining us is none other than Mr. Vincent Chan, a Permata Junior, FOB lecturer, founder of the Changemaker Academy, and let's be real, pretty much everyone's go-to mentor around the campus. So Mr. Vincent, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Yeah, thank you, Shania. It's a very, very huge honor to be here. Thank you for the introduction. A go-to mentor. All right, I love that. Yeah, as what she mentioned just now, yes, I am an alumni. I graduated 2010, so shout out to all the one that watching the 2010 class of majoring in banking and finance. Hello, everybody. Yeah, I'm currently a lecturer teaching diploma students. All right, so I do teach diploma in accounting, diploma in business admin students, and also diploma in digital business. Yeah.
Excellent, Mr. Vincent. So I'm excited to hear more about the Faculty of Business. So let us just dive right into our first question. So Mr. Vincent, could you provide us an overview of the programs offered in FOB for both the diploma as well as the degree levels?
All right, sure. All right, so in MMU, shout out to all the SPM level. Congratulations, you have done your SPM. Congratulations to those who get excellent results. Okay, so in MMU, what we do, we have in the Faculty of Business is number one, the foundation program. So the foundation in business itself. All right, then of course after foundation you go to your degree, and we do also have diploma programs here. So we have diploma in accounting, diploma in business admin, and also diploma in digital business. So in terms of the pathway after foundation or diploma, students can go in various different degree programs, which is we had a degree in accounting, very, very well known, very, how to say that, all the industry out there, we have a lot of accreditation for ACCA, ICAW, we do also have degrees in banking and finance, marketing, international business, and not forgotten, the newest rebranding of a program which is called digital business management. So all these are degree programs that the students from foundation or diploma can actually go later on.
I see, Mr. Vincent, that's so interesting, and we can see from here that our courses in FOB is so well demanded by the industry itself, which makes me wonder what program structure at FOB MMU makes it so unique compared to other universities across Malaysia and also internationally.
All right, very, very good question, I guess. Okay, so basically, when we created programs, for example, like the digital business in diploma in digital business is a program that is somehow kind of new, I can say. All right, and the only reason why we do that because of the trend. We know people out there, they are going into all this technology, they are going into all this digital business, e-commerce and whatnot. So that is why we are following the trend. So how do we do that? How the Faculty of Business actually try to manage that trend, or how to supply it. There's a lot of demand out there in terms of they want more students that have this knowledge, this expertise, but how? So what we do is we study the industry, all right? We study the market. So that's number one. So whatever that you study, all the subjects that you study in MMU, in Faculty of Business, in the specific degree, diploma or foundation is, how to say that, it's curated, it's curated specifically to meet the industry demand. Like for example, diploma in digital business, we have like digital marketing and social media marketing. So that is something that not only the trend right now, but there is a very, very huge demand for that kind of students, with that kind of knowledge and expertise.
And so, looking at how we are going to be able to provide such a diverse range of degrees and diplomas in the university, I'm wondering what kind of preparation would you recommend to students who are interested to potentially join FOB in the near future, especially for the SPM leavers?
Okay, so for, a fun fact that I was a marketing staff before in MMU, so for 5 years. So normally how I advise students, until today, I still advise them the same thing, which is know what you want, know yourself. So girls and guys out there, now you have your result, it's going to the next step, right? Which university you want to go, all right? So always know what do you actually want to do, what interests you the most. So say that you are into the trend, like, oh, I want to create content, for example. So you need to go and study what do you need, what kind of qualification that you need in order for you. Qualification here doesn't mean that you need to have a diploma, because a diploma comes together with knowledge plus your experiences, your hands-on experience. Because you have knowledge, but I need the knowledge. If I want to create a good content, I need to have this. But you don't know how to do, then what's the point? So that is why we are creating this kind of diploma, or this kind of nature, or whatever you study in Faculty of Business. The subjects will actually help you to do that. So number one, I think you need to know yourself. What interests you the most? Number two, of course, you need to know what's the demand of the industry out there. Because I believe that you study for what? What's your reason of studying in the university? Most of the time they will say that, oh, we want to land into my dream job. All right, so I think you need to know that what is the trend in the market right now. All right, so I think this is the two things that you need to know. You need to research a lot. It's not that, oh, my friend go to this university, I also go to this university, which is very, very common, and there's no way to go. Because I see, based on my experience as a student and also now as a lecturer seeing my student, when I ask them, they say, oh, follow my friend. But you see, the result will be very different,
Exactly.
I think that there's two tips that I can tell. After now you get your result, how do you choose a university in a point? And it's always about knowing yourself to me.
I think from the perspective of a student myself, it was also quite difficult for me to navigate through to exactly what I wanted when I first got into university. But I knew, because MMU was such a prestigious university, number one, but also it was able to be providing me a platform for me to further expand my entrepreneurial mindset and entrepreneurial skills. Which brings me to my next question. Mr. Vincent, how does FOB cultivate an entrepreneurial spirit among its students, both on as well as off campus?
Okay, all right. So I would like to take an approach whereby the way I see it, my perspective, we as a faculty as a whole, right, from the lecturer side, from the top management side, we always see into this thing called the 3E, and the perspective that we want to always see is whichever students that come into the university or the faculty, we want to bring out the change maker in that. Or the tagline I can say here is bringing out the change maker in you with MMU. Specifically Faculty of Business. Okay, so entrepreneurial mindset, of course, it actually, from what I know, all right, I heard a lot of people out there saying that entrepreneurial mindset is an essential skill right now. It's like, oh, last time you say, oh, soft skill, you need soft skill. Entrepreneurial skill is something that each and every students need to have. So not only the Faculty of Business, I believe that any other industry or any other courses, you still need that. But you see, entrepreneurial mindset is so powerful, it's so amazing, it's so special, because it will equip the student not only know that they have, I got good communication skill, but it equip them in terms of the skills demanded by the industry. Again, you see, we always curate our stuff, our programs, our subjects, our activities, all related to the industry again. Because why? At the end of the day, you're going to go into the industry. Or another way, you want to open your own business, right? To be the founders, the next, Elon Musk or whatever you want to be, the next Jack Ma or what. But you see, this is what we are trying to cultivate in them. So how the university itself actually cultivates it, all right, is through the 3E. Number one, we expose them, right? So 3E, remember that 3E, So expose meaning that we are exposing them as early as either they're in the foundation or diploma level. So through the subjects, all right, through the classes, we already embedded that kind of exposure to them, all right? We want to expose to them. So how do we expose them? Simple, all right? For example, we have this called innovation learning. Right, which we actually now we push a lot on that right now. So innovative learning here is not only you study in these four walls, all right? No, what we do, what I personally can share, I do is we always do outdoor activities. All right, we do a lot of outdoor activities. Why? Because, for example, I say that, okay, in order for you to create a solution, you need to go and search what is the problem out there, what people in the university faces, what problem they faces. Okay, so they have to go out there and talk to them. And this is somehow you are creating, rather than sitting down in the classroom and you can chat GPT anything, you know, oh, what is the problem statement, but this you are required to talk to the people. And this will actually make sure that these students, you know, learn, come out from their comfort zone. If they are introvert, extrovert, or ambivert, whatever word, you know, doesn't matter. You know, what we want is we want them to be out there talking to people. That is in terms of the subjects lah, all right? So the lectures will actually create activities in order for them to really come out from the class. You know, and I believe that this will somehow give them some knowledge, some skills that they actually cannot get in the four walls or even in the textbook. Yeah.
I see. Oh, the 3 E's. So that's something to remember and take away after this. So my next question is, Mr. Vincent, can you tell us a little bit more about some of the exciting extracurricular activities that, you know, help students develop their entrepreneurial skills? Maybe could you give some examples through competitions or ambassadorship programs?
All right. So to answer that, I will go back to the 3E again. So part of the exposure, the first one just now I mentioned about the class subject. Yeah, number 2, you're correct, Shania. We do a lot of, we have internal competitions also, all right? So how we do is we actually try to embed it into the subjects, the related subject like entrepreneurship or innovation and design thinking subjects. So all their projects will go into competition. So that is how we expose that. Because we believe as a faculty as a whole that if you just do that solution and you submit a report and that's it, the idea could be $1 million kind of idea, but it's just in the report and submitted to the lecturer. That's it. So, but by doing a competition, right, these people will actually present it to the maybe potential investors, potential collaborators. We wouldn't know. Or in another way, we can build more network with that. So these students will understand that, oh, you know, this idea actually has potential to go further. Alright, so for example, what I do, that as what Shana just now mentioned about, I'm the founder of Changemaker Academy. So in the university, we have a so-called secret society, but more to a faculty initiative kind of thing. Alright, so what we do is we do a lot of mentoring. So we recruit students, alright, from various, most of them faculty of business. We have a lot lah, different kind of students from different faculties. Okay, so what we do is we want to make sure our objective in the Changemaker Academy is simply as we want to make sure that we expose them more. Okay, why I do so, Shania? Do you know why? Alright, so the only reason why I do that is come to the second E, which is students manage to experiment itself. So what does this mean, experiment? Experiment meaning that they get to discover themselves. Alright, so in diploma level itself, if you join a competition, you get to discover what is actually your skill. What is your gap? You know, what you actually don't have. And we always hear this about why students, fresh grad, do not get job. Most of the reason, the highest top 3 reason is there is a gap between their skills and knowledge with what the industry want. And that is why we here, the Faculty of Business, all right, and this initiative called the Changemaker Academy, we want to make sure, right, we want to make sure that that gap is, we can't eliminate the gap, to be honest. You know, to me, I feel that we can actually fill the gap as much as possible. We minimize it. So that is why we are doing this. Because the moment you stand out there, all right, you stand out there talking to strangers, you know, you will try your best, you will do your best to make sure that you can present to them well. You know, and the feedback that they get, you can understand better your ideas, you know, and this is what we want them. So they can discover themselves, they experiment themselves. And this is where it comes to the last E, meaning the last E is experience. So with all this exposure, they get to experiment themselves, and this is where experience comes in. So we have the internal competition, the internal experience. We also have industrial experience, whereby a lot of lecturers in the faculty, they are very hardworking. They have also big networks. All right, so they call all these industry people to actually give talk to the students, which I feel is good. Again, all this initiative is to minimize the gap. I come into the university, I don't know anything. What is the, say I want to be a digital marketer, for example. All right, I do not know what do I need to be a digital marketer. But when you enroll into the university, say for example you enter a foundation, they enter a digital, what's now? Digital, forget it, digital business management, alright? Then you will actually be exposed, alright? After you've been exposed to all these things, then you will experience, oh, you know, the industry people from maybe somebody from Meranti, you know, some company that focuses on this digital marketing thingy, you know, and they say, oh, this is what you need, this is how digital marketing looks like in the industry. So this is how they actually gain knowledge and they experience valuable, alright, valuable. I can tell you that a lot of our lecturers here in the Faculty of Business, they love doing this for their student. Why? Because it's valuable to them. And I think the last one will be in terms of international. We join a lot of international competitions, alright? If I can show here, alright, these are some of the competitions that we join. For example, like ITEX, MTE, you know, and Hub Prize. All these are renowned, recognizable, very, very high profile competitions. Alright, so we win a lot. So winning is just part of the process. I can say it's part of the process. But what the most valuable thing that they actually learn is they are being exposed. Then they get to experience, they get to experiment themselves. How well, maybe I want to test that. Oh, how well I am, you know, in terms of pitching, all right? Or in university, in class, oh, no problem. But how if you were to pitch or to present to a complete stranger? So that is another experience that you can get, all right? So the 3E here, we really, really believe in this 3E lah. The way I see, in my own perspective, I like to just package it that way lah. You know, and at the end of the day, it's just about how we can give value to our customer, which is our student. All right? Yeah.
I think I can also see the direct output or outcome of some of our FOB students who have been part of competitions in FOB and also ambassadorship programs. I remember when I was in my second year, I was able to actually look into some of my seniors like Jamila and Nicholas Gan, who were former ambassadors of Maybank, which then inspired me to join the program as well. So, Mr. Vincent, I wanted to ask, could you share some inspiring stories as well, or some of our FOB alumni who have been through these competitions or ambassadorship programs and where they are today, and in terms of their success and also their exposure in giving back to the MMU community.
All right, cool. So yeah, I would like to use this opportunity to shout out to those senior. They are part of Changemaker. They are alumni, amazing alumni of Faculty of Business. All right. So when we talk about ambassadorship, all right, maybe some of you out there were wondering what is that, right? So, for example, I think Shania herself is an ambassador of Maybank, right? Before
yes,
this.
That's right.
So the one that she mentioned about Jamila, Siti Jamila, shout out to you, Jamila, Nicholas Gan. Currently, he's in Singapore. All right. We have people like Lashwani. Lashwani also is a graduate ambassador. Nicholas is a Maybank ambassador also.
Yes.
All right. Jamila,
she also a
she
Maybank
also, right?
ambassador. Yes.
So you see all these opportunities that you can actually get here. Right, so this again, if we go back to the 3E, right, if we go back to these people like Shania, when they go into ambassadorship, all right, they are somehow working. For me, one thing any network. That's all. Mm-hmm. I feel that the network will give you a lot of opportunities, and that is what you want as a student. Mm-hmm. Definitely, you don't want to be a student that just sit in a class. Finish class, go back, maybe go Yamcha, go play here, play there. Can, no problem, life balance, right? You say, I got no issue with that. But take the opportunities, take the opportunities to join all these valuable activities, programs. Ambassadorship is one of the best. The one that I know is Maybank for sure, Graduan, Future Lab. What else we have? So far these three lah that I know. These three that I know my students join, the Faculty of Business students join lah. So you can see the difference. Right? You can see her, right? How different she talk, and compared to other students. So I encourage you all, once you enter MMU, once you enter FOB, grab that opportunity. The opportunity is always there, because why? Your seniors already has put a mark, how great is Faculty of Business student is. So you have actually no issues to get into the ambassadorship, but it's all up to you. But why I'm telling you now, before you enter the Faculty of Business, is because these are the valuable opportunities for you. When you write inside your resume, you write that you have all these experiences, you know. And I'm pretty sure that the events, you know, the events that you join can be part of your so-called what, a working experience. Rather than you enter here, you join some clubs and that's it. What working experience do you have? But if you join ambassadorship, this is where you can actually minimize the gap even smaller, which is how? Say I got working experience, I work with Future Lab, for example, doing this event, blah blah blah. You know, so I feel that this is something that is there for you. Alright, in Faculty of Business, we have that for you, you know. It's just whether you take the opportunity or not. So these students, this Jamila, Nicholas, Ashwini, Shania, you know, they took the opportunity. That is why they are standing above others. The value that they get is amazing. Alright, it will very really build you as a student, as a graduate. Okay, alright.
Leveraging on what Mr. Vincent said as well, I think ambassadorship programs definitely give you a level up in terms of, you know, event management, critical thinking, and being able to solve problems on the spot. And this is something that FOB was able to expose us while we were still in university. Imagine that, Mr. Vincent. So, Mr. Vincent, another thing, now we're talking about FOB supporting us while we're still at university. Could you explain to us how does FOB also support students post university in terms of maybe, you know, asking them to probably contribute back to their juniors in university in giving talks, sessions?
Alright, good. Okay, so in Faculty of Business, again, we always go into this concept of building an ecosystem. Alright, an ecosystem whereby the students gain the knowledge here, gain the skills here, and later on graduate and come back again. You know, so we do have the the career connect people that we build network with in the university itself. We have the alumni society. I think in Faculty of Business itself, we work closely with our alumni. You know, so for example, normally what I do with my alumni will be in terms of getting them back to give some sharing, some talks. You know, like this tomorrow we will be having one FOB alumni giving talk on preparation for final exam. Alright, because this is week 14, right? Yeah, so final exam is coming, so that is why we bring them back. So other than that, like Nicholas Gunn, alright, I did actually bring him into my class also before. Alright, in terms of giving how to give a presentation, those kind of stuff lah. Just to give you another information lah, I can say. In terms of alumni, so currently Faculty of Business is developing this program, or we actually not developing, we actually run it already, called IBIC, the Future Change Maker. So International Business Idea Competition, alright, the Future Change Maker, whereby the first one we did in Sekolah Tun Fatimah JB. Shout out to you guys, you are amazing. Alright, so what I did was I bring back the alumni, alright, to be part of the mentor, to be part of the trainers in the workshop, and also to be part of the judges. So they contribute back in terms of that way also. Okay, so meaning that the experience that they have joining competitions, you know, exposing into you know, ambassadorship, you know, they have all these knowledge, skills, and the plus point is now they are working, so they have industrial experience to share with our existing student. So you see, if you are our student right now, you get all this. And go back again to the industrial network, you know, the get to know the demand. So we are bringing back our alumni, not just any industry people, but our alumni that already has been successful in the industry itself. And I feel that this is the best opportunity. You know, our faculty has this for you guys. So when they come back and give back, so they feel a fulfillment. So they love to come back, our alumni. For example, like me myself, I'm an alumni. You know, so being a lecturer is the biggest give back I can give to the students. Yeah.
You see, FOP doesn't only teach you to study and to probably just participate in competitions and learn all the while, but also teaches you values of being able to share the knowledge and give back to the society from whatever you have learned and contributed, you know, back in FOB before. So Mr. Vincent, I have a last question for you today, which is, if you had one superpower, what would it be and how would you use it in the business world?
Wow. Okay, so before I answer that, she mentioned a very, very good point, value. Okay, so this value could be a value in terms of, you know, for your knowledge, for your skills, but there's one more value that I think if you take all the opportunities that is being given to you in the university, you will learn this one value, which is the one that you mentioned, give back to the society. I feel that is something very, very important for the generation right now, okay? Which a lot of people felt that is not important sometimes, all right? But we learn something, sometimes we need to give back also. So I think that value is important. And how the Faculty of Business does that is, besides through competitions, right? For example, like this idea Brilliant Card, we're actually focusing on the visually impaired kids to learn Bahasa Jawi in a very gamification kind of way, all right? So we give back to the society. We create a solution for the society. But besides that, the simplest way that you can give back to society is when her first question just now is about why our structure, our program is so special, you know, because inside the program itself, inside the syllabus, inside one of the subject, like in the structure, we do have things like personal relation, society, PRS. It's like a CSR kind of thing, all right? But this is PRF, personal responsible. What is the S? Forget already.
Right? Personal social responsibility.
PSR, yeah, personal social responsibility. So I feel, guys, that is a very, very important thing, you know, that we not only teach you that, how to be a digital content creator lah, how to be a good marketer, how to be a good accountant, but we also want to instill that value. We do not want our students to be like a super robot, you know, like learn, but there's no value, there's no heart in it. So I feel that it's something that most of our generation need. Okay, I come back to that question just now. All right, the superpower. I always wanted this power. You know, I was watching this anime. I feel this power is super cool lah. It is to be able to have this Dutching go what in English? This Dutching, you know, so you can actually weight what is good, what is bad. So when it comes to being an entrepreneur, okay, so me myself, I have my own business as an entrepreneur. I feel that decision making comes into a very crucial part of an entrepreneur. Most of the time, you have to do decision. So I feel if I have a superpower, I will have that Dutching, all right, to weigh which of my decision is good or bad, so that I can always give a good decision based on that superpower, you know. So I feel that, yeah. But talking aside from that superpower, like when we talk about entrepreneurship, right? You see, all this decision making thingy, all right. I believe that throughout your experience, 3, 4, or 5 years in the university in Faculty of Business, that 3 E's that I mentioned just now, all right, the exposure that you will get, the experience that you will get, you know, and experiment yourself, you will somehow learn. And we talk about entrepreneurial mindset, you know, and decision making, critical thinking are all in one package in entrepreneurial mindset. And this is when you get exposed, you will somehow learn. You'll be better in terms of decision making. So you do not need my superpower if you were in the Faculty of Business. Because why? You are taught, you know, you will be exposed in this superpower. You will learn this superpower in Faculty of Business. Alright, so it will make sure that you have a better decision making lah if you are an entrepreneur. Yeah.
If I may, Mr. Vincent, I think, you know, just to wrap up some of the things that we've learned from the podcast today, I think is firstly the 3 E's, to be able to expose, experiment, and also experience, and to also be able to have that value in you when you are able to, you know, give back to society and your community, and most importantly, the exposure and the innovative learning that you'll be experiencing in the programs at both diploma, foundation, as well as your degree programs at FOB. So I guess that's a wrap, MMU fam. We've just taken you on an amazing journey through the Faculty of Business with our none other than our awesome guest, Mr. Vincent Chan. A massive thank you to you, Mr. Vincent, for being such an open book and also sharing all your golden nuggets of wisdom about business and also other Faculty of Business. You've got us a lot to think about after this. Probably maybe a few new goals and a few new vision boards on what's next for you as an FOB student or a future FOB student. With that, I'm Dashania Elvira Gregory. Thank you so much for joining us on this podcast series.